Hello, we are studying about the fractions. Fractions are the number can be written in the form of a over b or x over y. For example, 2 over 3, 5 over 7, 8 over 5 or any other number. We also have decimal fractions where either the numerator, you know that the top number is called numerator and the down one is called denominator. So numerator and denominator. We also have a decimal fractions where the numerator or denominator can be decimal or both decimals. For example, 2.3 over 6.9 or 0.5 over 2 and 1 over 1.3. These are the examples of decimal fractions. Let's say the question is simplify. .9 over 2.7. Now here we can see that there is one digit after decimal and here is also one digit after decimal. So in that case we are going to remove the decimal and we can write it as 9 over 27. Now the factors of 9 is 3 multiply 3 and factor of 27 is 3 multiply 3 multiply 3. We can cancel this 3. So our answer will be 1 over 3. Now let's take another example. We have to simplify this decimal fraction, that is 0.23 over 6.9. Now after decimal we have two places and here after decimal we have one place, there is not another place. So we are going to write 0 here. So it's going to be 23 over 690. That is how we write, how we remove the decimal point from there. And now it can be simplified. As it can be written as 23 divided by 69 can be written as 23 multiply 3 multiply 23 multiply 3 multiply 10. We are not seeing any other factor, so we just multiplied by 10. We see 23 is a common factor, so we can write it at 1 over 30. Now, we have seen that we can write the fractions using decimal numbers. But we can convert the fraction into decimals. The fractions can be converted into decimal. For example, we take easy example. Let's say 5 over 10. So in decimal it is 0.5. Now, as I told you earlier, it's a 0.5. So how we convert 0.5? It's 1. So there is a 1 digit after decimal and there is a 1 digit here, 0.0. So it will be 5 over 10. And we can also convert decimals into fractions. Let's take a simple example to convert decimal into fraction. Another example, let's say convert 0.32 into fraction. most of the time you have to convert it into a simplest form. So let's try this. So 0.32 convert into a fraction. This is 1. Now we have after decimal 2 places, 1, 2, and here is a decimal, so we have 1, 2. So what we are going to do, we are going to add 2 zeros here. So it's going to be, now we are going to write without decimal, 32 over 100. We divide both by 2, so that is 16 over 50. Again we divide it by 2, that is 8 over 25. Now we can see that there is no common factors. For example, this is 8 is 2 multiplied 2 and this is 5 multiplied 5. So the decimal number 0.32 is equivalent to a fraction of 8 over 25. Now let's talk about the different type of fractions. We have mixed fraction. Mixed fraction is of type, say, 2 1 over 3. Three 1 over 7, 11 2 over 9. In the mixed fraction, we have this as a whole number. Now this mixed fraction can be converted into a simple fraction. For example, 2 1 over 3. So in such case, to convert it into a normal fraction, we multiply 2 by 3 and we add 1. Add this number. Here we multiply. So let's multiply. So it's going to be 2 multiplied 3 and plus 1 over 3. So 3 times 2 is 6 plus 7 over 3. So it is equivalent to 2 1 over 3 is equivalent to 7 over 3. In the same way, we multiply this number and we add this. 7 times 3 is 21 plus 1 is, it will be 22 over 7. 9 times 11 is 99 plus 2, that is 101 over 9. So these numbers of this form are called mixed fractions. Now you have noticed one thing, that when we convert mixed fraction into a fraction, the numerator and denominator, you have seen the numerator is a larger number, is a bigger number than the denominator. 101 is bigger than 9, 22 is bigger than 7, and 7 is bigger than 3. You take any example, 1 1 over 5. 5 times 1 is 5 plus 1, that is 6 over 5. So in all these cases, you have seen the numerator is bigger than the denominator, it's larger than the denominator. So such kind of fractions are called improper fractions. So let me give you the example of improper fraction, that is, say, 16 over 5. 16 is bigger than 5. 21 over 19. 21 is bigger than 19. 3 over 2. 7 over 9. 101 over 100. So these are all examples of improper fractions. So in improper fractions, the numerator is bigger and the denominator is smaller. Now let's take an example of the fractions. Suppose you score 60 out of 80. You have to write it in the fraction in the simplest form. So 60 out of 80 is written as 60 over 80. Now we know that 60 over 80 is having some common factors. So let's factorize 60. 6 can be written as 2 multiply 3 is 6, and 10 is 2 multiply 5. So these are the factors of 60. Then factors of 8 is 2 multiply 2 multiply 2, and factors of 10 is 2 multiply 5. Don't get confused that if number is 62 and 84, so you write the factor of 6 and 6 multiply 2 multiply 3 is 6 and multiply 2, and the factors of 84 is factors of 8 is 2 multiply 2 multiply 2 and multiply 2 multiply 2. This is a wrong way. I'm factoring 6 here because I know 6 multiply 10. So this is 10 multiply 6. This is 8 multiply 10. Now we can see that here the common factors 2, another 2, and then 5. These are the common factors. So the remaining is only 3 remaining here, and here we have 2 multiply 2, so that is 4. So if you have scored 60 out of 80, so in simplest form it is 3 out of 4, means 3 divided by 4. Here we can learn one more thing. Suppose you have to tell you what percentage you have got. So you have to divide 3 by 4. You know this method. You can use your calculator to get the answer, but you can divide it also. 4 is bigger than 3. So we put 0 point. We can add a 0 here. Now 4 times 7 is 28. Remaining 2. 4 times 5 is 20. So our answer is, if it is going to ask what percentage is there, the 0.75, and which is equivalent to 75%. So we have seen here that 60 out of 80 is equal to 3 over 4 as a simplest form. This is equal to 0.75 as a decimal form, and 75% as a percentage form. So you can convert decimal into fraction, decimal into percentage, percentage into fraction. You can convert all. Now let's talk about the operations on fractions. We have multiplication, division, add, and subtract or take away. Now in the fraction, the multiplication and division, this is easy. It's an easy method. And to add and or to subtract, it's a bit difficult. It's not easy. It's not as easy as in case of multiplication and division. Let me give you one example. If I have to multiply 2 over 7 multiply 14 over 4, or if I have to add 2 over 7 plus 14 over 4, although 14 over 4 can be written as 7 over 2. I've written the same. Let's take another example, not 14 over 4. Let's take 2 multiply 7 is, say, 21 over 2, and this one plus 21 over 2. Let's say this thing. Now if we have to multiply it, we know that the factors of 21 are 7 times 3 is 21, and here 7 multiply 2. We can cancel, these are the common factors. 7 will be cancelled by 7 and 2 will be cancelled by 2. So your answer will be 3. Now if we have to edit, if you add it like this, 2 plus 21 is 40, 2 plus 2 4, and 21 plus say 23. Suppose you are adding it 23, and 7 plus 2 is 9. So it is totally wrong. We don't add fractions like that. To add the fractions, the denominator must be same. You have to make the denominator same, then only you can add or subtract. Otherwise, you cannot add or subtract. So there's a way to make it equal. For example, this is 7 and this is 2. I can multiply this by 7 and I can multiply this also by 7. This one I multiply by this 2, and this I multiply by this 2. Now I'll be having 4 over 14 plus 21 times 7 is 147 over 14. Now you have seen that we have same denominator, that is 14. So we will just write 14 and we will add this. So that's how we add a fraction. So you have seen the multiplication and division is very easy compared to if we add or we subtract fractions. Now if you multiply the fractions, you have to remember two things. First thing is that the whole number is a fraction. If a number is written there 5, so you better write it 5 over 1. For example, the number is 2 multiply 1 over 4. So it's easy if we write 2 over 1 multiply 1 over 4. Then we can multiply it all together. Second thing is, if the factors is having a common factor, your fraction is having a common factor. For example, if you have 12 over 5 multiply 25 over 3. Instead of multiplying this, you try to cancel. 3 times 4 is 12 and 5 times 5 is 25. So your answer will be 20. It's easy. Rather than you are multiplying 12 by 25 and then you are multiplying 5 by 3. After that, after multiplication, you are doing the factorization. So it's a very tedious and a long method. So better you cancel the common factor from the fractions. Let's take a question. For example, the question is multiply 4 divided by 5 by 15 over 16. Now to solve this question, it's easy if we factorize it. So let's say we have the factors of 4 will be 2 multiply 2 and the factors of 5 is just 5. Then the factors of 15 will be 3 times 5 is 15 and the factors of 16 will be 2 multiply 2 multiply 2 multiply 2. 2 times 2 is 4 times 2 is 8 times 16. Now we can see here, now it's easy to cancel the common factors. We can cancel this, we can cancel this, and then we can cancel 5 also. So our resultant will be 3 over 4. So you have seen this is easy. Rather than multiplying 4 by 15 and 5 by 16 and then simplifying it. Now let's try to solve this example. This is a question number 10. In a factory, 2/3 of the floor area is taken up by the production line, out of the remaining floor area, 3/5 is taken by the office space. The rest is a warehouse space. The warehouse space occupies 2000 meters square. Work out the floor area of the production line. Now this question is having the factory is having a 2/3 of the floor area which is taken up by the production line. So let's say this is a 2/3 area. This is taken up by the production line. Now this is a very important here. Out of remaining means he's not saying that 2/3 is taken by the production line and 3/5 is taken by the office space. Out of the remaining, out of this area, 3/5 the 3/5 of this area, not the 3/5 of the whole area. Out of remaining floor area, 3/5 is taken up by the office space. So 3/5 they have taken by the office space. So this is office, this is production. The rest is a warehouse. So this remaining is a warehouse, and it's saying that work out the floor area of the production line. This area is 2000 meters square. Now this is a complete area. 2/3 has been taken by the production line. So we know this remaining area is 2/3, 1 minus 2/3. So that is a 1/3. This is 2/3 and this is 1 minus 2/3. So that is 3 times 1 is 3 minus 2, that is 1/3. So if this area is 2/3, this whole area is 1/3. Now out of this 1/3, 3/5 is taken by 3/5 is taken up for the office space. Now the question is, this is the 1/3. So out of 1/3, out of the remaining is 1/3. Out of 1/3, 3/5 is taken by the office space. So now the question is, what is one-third of 3/5? So that is 1/3 of 3/5. So this cancel. That is 1/5. So 1/5 of the out of the 1/3 floor area, 3/5 is taken. So out of 1/3, 3/5 is taken for the office space. So means office space is 1/5. This is for the office space. Now this area, this complete area is, in terms of square meter, this is 200 meters square. Now we have to find it in terms of fraction. How much is this area? So what area has been taken is, first 2/3 has been taken for production. We have 2/3 for production plus After 1/3, so total it is 1/5 is taken as office work, that is office. So if we add it, this is 15, 10 minus plus 3, so 13/15 area is taken. 13/16 is taken for production and for the office. So the remaining area will be remaining area is 1 minus 13/15. So 1 is 1/1. Again we multiply. 15 times 1 is 15. 15 times 1 is 15, and 13 times 1 is 13, is equal to 2/15. So we can say that 2/15 part is taken for warehouse. Now this is going to let us know what is the area of the total plot. So now our question is that 2/3 is taken by the production unit, 1/5 is taken by office, and 2/15 is taken by warehouse, which is equivalent to 200 meters square. Now it's a simple question that 2/3 of a number, not 2/3, that is a 2/15th. A simple question. 2/15th of a number is 2000. So the number will be 2000 multiplied by 15/2. So 2 and 2 cancel by 1000. So it is, so total area is, this complete area is 15,000 meters square. This full area is going to be a 15,000 meters square. Now what we have to find is to find the area used for the production line. So for the production line, for the production, it is 2/3 of the given area. So 2/3 of 15,000. We are going to find only this area. We are supposed to find 2/3 of 15 is, that is 3 times 5 is 15. So it is 2 multiplied 5,000. That is 10,000 meters square. So this is the area of the production line. Now before we know how do we divide fraction, for example 2/3 divided by 2/6, how do we divide it? We should know that what is a reciprocal. Reciprocal means writing a fraction upside down. Upside down example, if our fraction is numerator upon denominator. So denominator will become numerator and numerator will become denominator. That is called the reciprocal of a function. For example, if the number is 3 over 5, so the reciprocal of 3 over 5 will be 5 over 3. In the same way, reciprocal of 6, we know 6 can be written as 6 over 1, so its reciprocal will be 1 over 6. So what you're supposed to understand is that the reciprocal is just numerator become denominator and denominator become numerator. So in division, for example, if I have to multiply 4 over 7 divide by 2 over 28. So what I'm going to do here is this number I'm going to write its reciprocal and I will multiply it. I will write the reciprocal of this and this I change into multiplication. So the number will become 4 over 7. This number will not change. We are not going to write the reciprocal of this, only this 2. So multiplication, the division will become multiplication and this will become 28 over 2. Now you can see that it's easy to simplify now. 2 times 2 is 4 and 7 times 4 is 28, so answer will be 8. So whenever it's a division, so division of fractions, it means you multiply by reciprocal.